Well, welcome back to the shed all. Hope you're having a good new year so far. Things haven't been too bad this end. I've got here a little Van der Molen record player. They were one of the better cheapy makes that just sort of disappeared eventually. This one is unusual in having a steel case. Now, like most of these, it's got a Garrard deck in it, and yep, like most Garrard or BSR decks, you can imagine what had happened to it. The usual thing is that this wheel here, which does the automatic arm return, becomes completely seized on that post there. The mechanism then tries to pull it round anyway and loosens this post. Thankfully that hasn't happened to this one, so yeah, we have some hope. But it's the usual thing, it's just full of old gunge and dried up grease. And even this little assembly here, see how freely it's supposed to move? Well, that was absolutely solid, it wouldn't have it at all. And the only way to get this out was to gently heat it using a cigarette lighter. In the end, I tried the usual maintenance sprays and what have you, to no avail, so we had to think again. As you can see, it's nice and free now. Quite important not to leave too much grease or oil there as well, or it can seize up again. Just to complete your cup of happiness. There's a bigger idler on these Garrards than there is on the BSR, so that should make the thing quieter running, I would have thought. Same sort of idea, a big old shady pole motor lurking below there. And yes, that too has had the bearings oiled and the whole thing cleaned up. Pop that over there. This little actuator here has a little spinning cone, little sort of almost like a miniature train wheel attached to it, and it's important too that that should be able to spin freely. Anything that helps to reduce the drag on the mechanism is welcome, shall we say. This particular deck, it's, in case you don't know, it's a Garrard TC2025 and appears to be fitted with a GP93-1 cartridge. Now at first there was no sound from the right speaker. Another thing to look for when recommissioning things like this that haven't been used in a while, or even years in some cases, are the connections here. There's very fine wires that run from the cartridge up the tone arm and into the set, obviously. And what had happened to this was that the contact had oxidised, and the moment I moved the thing, it crackled back into life. So, there we have it. I think the main smoothing capacitor in the power supply is on its way out. There's a little bit of a hum. Nothing to worry about yet, but it might be worth doing while it's in pieces. Anyway, that sounded like my tingling bell, so I better go and see. Oh, there's a clever thing for you. This wood effect thing just slots over, so you can have it in sort of very retro white or very retro wood effect. It just drops on, it doesn't screw on or anything. It was done so that you could match the decor of your 70's living room, groovy man. Anyway, on that daft note, I shall away.